Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5, part 2 of Come On With the Games podcast, your official home for hip hop entertainment, local and world news. You heard me? Yeah, man. And I hope I ain't take too long coming back, man. I know, man, part 1 went down. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting lots of feedback from it. You heard me? But I need y'all to put it in the comments. Please put it in the comments, like, share, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. You heard me? Because I'm coming every week. You heard me? You just never know when. You heard me? So please turn on those notifications and let's get right into it, man. Part 2. We back on this goddamn verses, man. We back like we never left. We back like we left something. You understand me? On this verses. You heard me? And I told y'all on episode 5, part 1, that we was going to get back and get into detail, and I was waiting on Turk response because I know it was going to be a hell of a response and a doozy, but not so much. You know what I'm saying? He did respond. That's right. Turk did respond to Birdman in the comments that he made about him being a little bitch and how he was going to fuck with him when he wanted to fuck with him. But it wasn't the type of response that it wasn't the type of response that I thought we was gonna get, man. I honestly thought Turk was gonna go all out, man. Which he should have. You understand me? You know, it's one thing to be a class act, but it's another thing to give a motherfucker exactly what they deserve. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like he should have, gave him exactly what he deserved. And that was to say, man, nigga, fuck you. That right. Turk deserved to tell baby, man, fuck you. Fuck you for playing with me in front of the world. Fuck you for playing with me behind my back. Fuck you for playing with me in front of my face. And the biggest fuck you of all fuck yous for playing with me in front of my wife. You trying to handle me like I'm a little boy. Not only am I not a little boy, I'm a grown ass man with a wife and children, dog. And my wife looking at me, peeping all this shit out. You heard me? And Turk said, that doesn't feel like he doesn't feel like it was a diss. You know what I'm saying? Well, I feel different. I feel like not only was it a diss, you heard me, but it was the most obvious way. It was written on the wall. It was on the fucking blimp in the sky. It was written in the sky. Dog, they don't fuck with you. Baby don't fuck with you. BG don't fuck with you. They don't fuck with you. You heard me? If you didn't know, now you know. You heard me? Baby don't fuck with you, dog. So for a nigga to tell me I'ma fuck with you when I won't fuck with you, bitch, who? Who you gonna fuck with like that? Man, nigga don't even tell their hoes that no more. Nigga got a little bit more respect for their hoes than that. You heard me? Here you are telling another grown ass man I'ma fuck with you when I won't fuck with you. So this is what I say. Turk, if you fuck with him after this, you deserve to get fucked with when they want to fuck with you. You heard me? You fuck with him after this, you deserve to get fucked over. You fuck with him after this, dog. I can't see how, in your wife eyes, you would be a man. I just can't see it. You know what I'm saying? There's certain niggas and situations that I can't fuck with no more. Just cause my wife saw a nigga do some flunky shit. If I fuck with a nigga after that, man, what the fuck my wife gonna think of me? What kind of example am I setting for my boys? You know what I'm saying? What kind of standards do I hold near and dear? Cause it don't look like much. If I let a nigga fuck with me when he wanna fuck with me, to even have the audacity to say that, I don't give a fuck if you was God. Man, argue with your mom. You can't play with no grown man like that, dog. Especially one who contributed to the legacy that you all have made for yourself. You know, and I ain't gonna much lie, man. That's kind of like all I got to say about that. You hear me? But another thing about this versus, you heard me, Miss Lady Mercedes makes an apology now. You heard me last episode. You know, I told you how, you know, she was very distraught, disgruntled, and hurt by the fact that she didn't perform and that her song was performed and she wasn't the one performing it. You know what I'm saying? It seems like lately she's had a change of heart, and she made an apology, or did she? You know what I'm saying? Because if that's what you call an apology, is definitely a insincere one, a non-sincere one, whatever the word is. It wasn't sincere. It was basically given. Let me clear my face, but I still meant what I said when I said it. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, you're not really sorry. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't no real apology, man. It ain't no real apology. However, for the sake of future endeavors, you know what I'm saying? I think I would have expressed myself if I was her. You know what I mean? For the sake of future endeavors, I think I would have expressed myself and expressed my frustrations off the internet. You know what I'm saying? Moral to the story, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta leave the door open for good business. You hear me? I'm gonna repeat that. You have it is if you want to be in this music business, if you want to thrive in the music business, if you want to survive in the music business, you have to leave the door open for good business. You heard me? Now, don't get it twisted. All business ain't good business because all money ain't good money. However, God's delay is not his denial. I repeat, God's delay is not his denial. He might not be saying no. He might just be saying not right now. You heard me? And it ain't for you to figure out. Either it will come to you in a spirit of discernment when it does, whenever it does, when it's supposed to. For you to get it and take that with you when you move forward, you heard me? Or it just means that you need to stay still and wait on God. Either way it go, his delay is not his denial. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he ain't saying no, he just saying not right now. And with that being said, you know, patience is a virtue. You know what I'm saying? And you must have patience, you heard me, and get the full gist of things before, you know, you go off on a deep end. And I feel like that's what Shorty did. But for her to put on her big girl draws, you know what I'm saying, apologize, you heard me, even if it wasn't sincere, you heard me? Because we living in an age where people don't even apologize no more. And Lord forgive me, I know they're going to come for me for this, but women really do not apologize. You heard me? I feel like, and it's just my personal opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, and 9 times out of 10, they all stink. However, this is my personal opinion that men apologize more than women. You heard me? So kudos for her for not only being a big girl, putting a big girl panties on, but being a real definition of a professional black woman. She made an error. She apologized. And hopefully in the future she'll go on to correct it, man. Uh-huh. Cause you know, word on the street and a little birdie told me that they might have more dates coming up, man. You understand me? A little birdie told me that Rock Nation has been inquiring from both labels, which is No Limit and Cash Money, about moving forward and adding on some dates, man. And hey, making this a promo tour. But I tell you like this: if everybody that needs to be there ain't there, I don't want. I'm not here for it. You heard me? I'm not here for it. And if they not there, if you don't run their parts when you know they part was the most fire part of the song, and I'm talking about mystical, you heard me? How you don't run mystical verse? Man, look, if y'all don't do Cash Money and No Limit, if y'all don't do what y'all know is right to do, man, don't even do this shit at all. Baby, if you gonna be stunner the whole fucking night and be actress and B2-3, man, fuck all that. We needed Brian Williams up there. We need Brian Williams, the CEO, the boss, with 1 billion streams under his belt and all that other fucking dumbass shit. We needed that nigga, man. We needed the boss, Brian Williams, to stand up there with the boss P, because that was the boss P that stood up there. Yeah, that was P. That was the boss P. You heard me? Putting all the BS to the side, because everything after bullshit is, everything after business is bullshit. You gotta handle the business first, then get to the bullshit. You was talking about, baby, you was talking about, goddamn, I'm with all the bullshit while you was handling business. Come on, man, you can't do that. You can't, but just like they say on No Rap Cap Podcast, stop doing that. You too old for that shit. Stop doing that. Baby, stop doing that. You heard me? Everything at the business is bullshit. And I know you think you was standing on business, but what you really was doing was bullshitting. Not bullshitting for nobody else, for the people there, or yourself, or your people that you had with you, or the people they had with them, nigga. You was bullshitting for the culture, talking about you was doing it for the culture. Now that's some bullshit. God damn, that's some motherfucking bullshit. Motherfucker telling me the sky red when I know it's blue. Man, you gotta stop doing that, man. If you gonna do it, it's just like motherfucking goddamn Eddie Kane Jr. told the rest of the goddamn heartbeats. Either we do it right or we don't do it at all. You heard me? And to do it right, you just can't have Eddie Kane. You just can't have JT Matthews. You just can't have Donald Duck Matthews. You can't have Choir Boy or Just Dresser. You gotta have all the hot beats. And Cash Money, you need all the heartbeats, I meant to say. And Cash Money, you need all the hot boys. You understand me? Because I ain't come here to see just Eddie. I ain't come here to see just JT. I ain't come here to see Flash and the Ebony Sparks. I came here to see the hot boys. You heard me? And whatever the fuck y'all got going on, that's y'all's motherfucking business. We ain't even supposed to know about that shit. That's y'all's motherfucking business. Take care of that shit somewhere else. And when you come on that stage, come together, prepared. You heard me? Come prepared, looking like a unit, like No Limit did. You heard me? And do the damn thing. Otherwise, man, tell Rock Nation they can keep that shit if the little birdie was right. You know, that told me that. But, you know what I'm saying? And if he was, tell Rock Nation, man, look, man, say they motherfucking money, because ain't nobody gonna motherfucking fully appreciate that shit. Not even the people that's doing it. You heard me? Not even the people that's doing it. We ain't gonna appreciate it, man, because they don't appreciate it. You heard me? They don't appreciate giving their fans the show that we fucking deserve. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm gonna tell y'all one last thing about this versus. You heard me? One last thing about this versus. I'm gonna tell y'all who the real MVP was of this versus. Y'all ain't gonna never get. I know what y'all about to say. Y'all about to say probably Mama Mia. You heard? Because she did her thing. No, Mama Mia always an MVP, but she's not the MVP of the versus. However, the MVP is a woman. And I'll give you 5 seconds to think about who it is. Tamar Braxton. Yes, I said it, nigga. You heard me. Tamar Braxton. She is the real MVP of the verses. You heard me? If my sister-in-law ain't like Tamar, I don't want her. I repeat, if my sister-in-law ain't like Tamar, I do not want her. You heard me? I need my sister-in-law to represent her sister when her sister ain't around. I need her to keep me from liquor horn and eyeing these bitches that be eyeing me. I need her to keep, because you know what I'm saying, your sister-in-law around, you're going to be on your best behavior like you would if your wife was there. You understand me? So I need her to keep me, keep me from having them hungry eyes. You hear me? I need her to keep me from getting slizzard and being off my square when I need to be, you know what I'm saying, up and down like 6 o'clock straight up. You understand me? I need her to goddamn not only man, kudos to Tamar, man. God damn, man. Not only was she making sure he wasn't slizzard and making sure he was hydrated, but she simultaneously was taking care of his perspiration situation while he was sipping libation. God damn, man. Give it up for goddamn Tamar motherfucking Braxton. The real MVP of the motherfucking verses, man. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, man, moving on. Moving on. Man, in world news, President Donald Trump demolishes the East Wing of the White House. And this nigga did this without any buy-in or consultation. He didn't consult a motherfucker, you heard me? And what his plans is to build a ballroom. Now that's fine and dandy and all. But in the midst of doing this, there was things like, priceless and timeless artifacts and stuff, you know what I'm saying, that was removed, and there is no inventory for none of it, you heard me? He just moving stuff that's worth I don't know how much money, and where did you put it, Donald? Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, I don't know. They did something with it. And you'll never see it again, man. Stuff coming up missing. You understand me? And that's the problem when you know what I'm saying, act on impulse like old Donald Trump, and do these things. You heard me? So now these things need to be accounted for. Not only is the artifacts have been removed and stripping away without being counted or audited for inventory. It's counted for inventory, you know what I'm saying? But there was no plans of preservation for these artifacts, so anything could be happening to him in the midst of Donald doing whatever he's doing. Now, that might not mean nothing to you, but it definitely means a lot to those people who ever served in the warehouse, worked for the warehouse, worked around the warehouse. That's just like a picture in your house that a big mama took at a family gathering, and then a hurricane hit, and the picture got lost in the you know what I'm saying, in the hurricane. You heard me? Now you got a picture of it on your phone, but it just ain't the same as that paper that put in the frame by Big Mama. When Big Mama put it in the frame, Big Mama kissed the frame. You heard me? So you could never get that back. You heard me? In the Oval Office or something. Wherever the artifacts was, on the East Wing. You heard me? It might have been part of the East Wing, and it might have been let's just say for Pete's sake, conversation's sake, it might have been a bust of Thomas Jefferson's head, right? I know that means you like, where am I going with this? But what if Bill Clinton had Monica top him off right by that bus? He was getting head next to the head. Now he like every time he passed that head in the White House, even though he ain't staying no more. When he be visiting other presidents and doing shit like that, you heard me? He walked past the Thomas Jefferson head to be like, you know what I'm saying? Now that artifact is gone and that memory is gone because Donald took it. You heard me? Without no plans for preservation and without no consultation from no fucking body, man. Bottom line, Donald Trump just doing what the fuck he want to do. However, like I said, he is making a ballroom, and hey, I don't want it to go to waste. So Donald, if you see this, please, man, invite me. You know what I'm saying? I want to come check out the ballroom. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some shit. You know what I'm saying? You heard me? So give it up for Donald Trump. Give it up for him for doing what the fuck he want to. Now, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is very serious. This man. Listen to this, y'all. You might want to sit down. Big tech companies are dropping employees, man. Dropping them like flies, man. Dropping them like bad habits amid the AI push. You heard me? Amazon has laid off a total of 14,000 of their corporate workers. Target, 1,800. And wait for this. Get the kicker. UPS, 48,000. That's right. UPS has laid off 48,000. And all I got to say about that is, man, don't get left behind, bro. Don't get left behind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, the world is changing and it's doing it right in front of your eyes. People are no longer saying, let me Google it. Remember that? Google me. Nah, nigga saying chat GPT me. You hear me? Yeah, you got to chat GPT me. Chat. I thought a whole no yoga man. Chat. I'm 30 for 30. I'm 30. I'm 30. You got to chat it. You heard me? Either that or they got the Grok on the I think that's Twitch, a part of their AI. Man, AI, artificial intelligence is here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is it here to stay, but it's taking over. But a bit at a time, it's taking over. Yeah, you like I did that. I say it's taking over. Yeah, man. AI is taking over, man. It is the year of the motherfucking machines, and you got to get with it or get lost. This is real, ladies and gentlemen. 14,000 corporate workers at fucking at Amazon being laid off is real. You heard me? 1,800 workers at Target is real. 48,000 at UPS. Now check out these slick motherfuckers. You heard me? They just bumped up the wages to like crazy astronomical numbers. I don't know. I think the motherfucker be getting paid like 20, 50, something like that an hour. You heard me? However, they made sure to cut off the fat. We gonna give y'all that, and you better be on your shit. If not, they got the machine waiting to take your job, and they showing you. They showing you, man. Say, bro, shit is getting spooky, man. It's turning into the real life goddamn Terminator out here, man. It's gonna be the war against the machines next. However, I ain't John Connor. I'm Jay the Hustler. You heard me? And I ain't gonna goddamn. I'm smart enough to know if you can't beat them, join them. Fuck it. Mm-hmm. You heard me? If you can't fucking beat them, join them. Right now, if you have children, you need to be teaching them about coding. You need to be teaching them all the tech that you possibly can. You need to be introducing them to AI or vice versa. They need to be introducing you to it. I don't care if you got to go to school for it. I don't care if you got to go to YouTube University for an hour every week until you know how to do something with it. But you better do something. Like I said, man, my message to y'all is don't get left behind, man. AI is on the come up, and man, I don't want to see you on my way up, man. I hope you're on your way up with me. You understand me? I don't want to see you going down. You hear me? But in more news, Hurricane Melissa tearing Jamaica ass out the frame right now. You heard me? With 175 to 185 mile per hour winds. It's a category 5. And I just want to send my prayers, my good energy, and all this good smoke to Jamaica right now. Yeah, man. Because they getting it right now. They getting rain. And they getting incredible wind speed. You heard me? Places like Bermuda and Haiti are receiving bad weather due to the hurricane as well. And man, Sapazé to all my Zoos. You heard me? Sapazé. You understand me? You heard me? Sapazé to all my Zoos. I will be praying for you and everybody. Everybody in Bombacla, Jamaica. You understand me? You know? Everybody that's being affected by this hurricane, I really do. All jokes aside, sincerely, pray for you. I am a Hurricane Katrina survivor. Um, the Lord was with me through that, and I know He'll be with you through this. You heard me. Um, I will be keeping you updated on what's going on with Jamaica, and I will keep sending out good prayers and good vibes. And I just want to make y'all aware so y'all can do the same. You know what I'm saying? Prayer changes. You heard me? Prayer changes, bro.
Argue with your mom.
And for this next segment, man, I don't even know. There's so many things going on in the world that I don't even know what to do this. I've been thinking about what to do this argue with your mom in this segment. You know that's what it's called. And in this segment, I say, hey man, the sky is blue, and you be like, nah, nigga, argue with your mom. The sky is gray. It was raining today. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we do with this segment. And I was struggling to, come up with something because there's so much going on in the world right now. But one thing in particular that stuck out right before I was doing part 2 is a conversation that's being had about D1. Yes, D1. You heard me? I know some people was like, oh, Lord. Yes. The conversation is being had, ladies and gentlemen, and it was brought up by Tech Nine. Shout out Tech Nine of UNLV. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him and on his platform, which is on the Porch News or off the Porch News. Excuse me if I got it wrong. I apologize. But on his YouTube platform and on Instagram, he basically brought up that D1 is a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? And that he can't have it both ways, or as the Bible would say, you cannot serve two masters. You know what I'm saying? You can't be brought this way and then brought that way. You know what I'm saying? And he is calling cap, ladies and gentlemen. Tech Nine from the infamous group UNLV, is calling cap on D1, man, basically saying like, dog, what you doing? You know what I mean? You doing all this shit talking about some brother, 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 you know what I mean? And really, you know what I mean, it ain't looking like, you know what I mean? You heard me? You understand me? And for the people that don't understand me, let me break it down for you. Bro, I know I know you're serving the Lord, but however, you know however, in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, you heard me, I think it's 7 verse 1. If I'm not, you heard me, drop the right one in the comments. But it says, do not judge, or ye will be judged with the same measure that you judge. You heard me? So that's what's happening right now. That's what's taking place. You did, not only with Tech 9, but with the doc, you heard me? I'm buzzing Tucker feelings. Yeah, man. With the doc as well, you heard me? You know what I'm saying? We don't believe you, bro. You need more people. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because we're confused. And the Bible clearly states that God is not the author of confusion. He's the author of a sound mind. Which means if there's something that I just can't quite put my finger on, that mean it isn't there. I shouldn't be confused because the God I serve is not the author of confusion. He's the author of a sound mind. So with my solid mind, no matter if I'm a double-minded man, with my sound mind, with my mind of God, I see that if I'm confused, then that ain't sound, and I am sound because I am a man of God. So I cannot be double-minded. I cannot be swayed nor left nor right. You heard me? So that's where we get it twisted with. You heard me? However, even with that being said, from somebody on this side of the world, somebody on that side of the world, you got Doc and you got Tech. You heard me? You got Calio and you got Melphamine. That's two different things still. That sound mind tells them that they're confused when they look at it, and God is not the author of confusion. He's the author of a sound mind. And as a sound mind, we all agree that cap. However, and I'm not going to say playing devil's advocate, I'm going to still say playing God's advocate. Playing God's advocate, Doc and Tech. However, chew on this for a minute. My twins, I got two twin boys, you heard me. They came to me yesterday, not my twins, but my wife came to me yesterday and say, oh yeah, you know your boys in a little clique at school is cute. I'm like, hey, what that little clique called? And she said they call themselves the gangsters. Yeah, that's what the fuck I was thinking. I said, she said, yeah, they call themselves the gangsters. And I'm like, well, damn, they're a gangster rapper. Yeah, I am, you heard me? But I don't just be going around calling myself no gangster because gangsters don't say they're gangsters. Gangsters don't play gangsters because gangsters don't play. Yeah, read it again. But, so with that being said, I'm like, why the fuck would they call themselves that? And that's because no matter what I show them, they're going to go out into this world and see shit and hear shit and think that shit is cool. And guess what? Being a fucking gangster ain't cool. That's that same shit that we got fed when we was fucking kids and we thought it was. Then the next thing you know, you grow up and you see the gangsters are the biggest fucking rats. And then one rhyme that I have, I say, dear preacher, preacher, how dare you tell me what not to do? The last time I checked, Jesus hung with pimps and prostitutes. So maybe that's what has to happen. Maybe Jesus have to hang D1. not comparing him to Jesus by any way, shape, or form, but I'm just saying maybe he has to hang with the pimps, hustlers, and prostitutes in order to get to the youth, because otherwise they're not going to pay attention to him. We're not going to pay attention to D1 unless he gets to afraid, next to Alfredo Baines, unless he get next to a, you know what I'm saying? And when he does, his message is gangster, growing and nurturing gifts through serving the Almighty. So, with that being said, when my son come tell me that they cliques, or his little clique is so cute, is the gangsters, I hope it's D1 version of gangster and not that version of gangster that I got fed by the streets, by the TV, by Uptown, by the 12 Walls, shit, by you, Tech, by UNLV, by y'all, by Uptown. All that bullshit we got taught that was gangster. It wasn't gangster, it was bullshit. I went to the penitentiary for bullshit. Tech, you went to the penitentiary for bullshit. We was on bullshit. We was doing bullshit. Trying to be a gangster. But if we was growing and nurturing gifts through serving the Almighty, I don't think that would have happened to us. So if my son is in a clique called the Gangsters, I want him to be in a D1 Gangsters, not the gangsters that I come up in all my life in a definition of what I call gangster. So let me stop judging that man. Argue with your mo. I can't judge him. I can't judge him because that ain't gangster. That ain't growing and nurturing my gift through serving the Almighty. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Come On With The Games podcast, your home for hip-hop, entertainment, local, and world news. And I'm signing out. I hope you enjoy. Yeah. Peace.